My sister-in-law shredded my grandmother's will in front of me at the family reunion, but her face went pale when she realized what she'd actually destroyed. We were all gathered at my parents' house for what was supposed to be the reading of my late grandmother's estate. The whole family was there: aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone. Grandma Rose had passed away 2 months ago, leaving behind a considerable fortune from her successful bakery chain, but my sister-in-law Patricia had always been convinced she deserved the lion's share. Patricia married my older brother 5 years ago, and from the moment she found out about Grandma's wealth, she became obsessed. She'd spent years fawning over Grandma, pretending to care, while simultaneously treating me like dirt. She constantly told everyone I was irresponsible, that I'd squander any inheritance, that I didn't deserve a penny. The worst part? My brother just went along with whatever Patricia said, completely under her thumb. For weeks before the reunion, Patricia had been dropping hints. I hope all the important documents are accounted for. It would be terrible if something went missing before the reading. These old papers can be so fragile. She even helpfully offered to organize Grandma's papers several times. I knew she was planning something. That's when my best friend, who works at a law firm, made a suggestion that seemed crazy at the time. Make a decoy will. If she's going to try something, let her think she succeeded. So I did. I created a fake will using authentic-looking legal paper from my friend's office. Same format, same signatures, copied. But the contents? Complete fabrication saying I inherited everything. The morning of the reunion, I deliberately left the fake will on the kitchen table while I went to get coffee. Patricia was alone in the room when I returned. She was standing by the paper shredder we'd set up for old tax documents, with the most vicious smile I'd ever seen. "Oh, Rachel, what a shame," she said, feeding papers into the shredder. "Looks like Grandma's will just had a terrible accident. Guess we'll have to go with the state's default inheritance laws now, which favor the eldest son and his wife." I watched those papers turn into confetti while she stood there looking absolutely victorious. "Such a pity you'll get nothing now," she gloated. "But don't worry, maybe we'll throw you a few thousand out of pity." That's when I started slow clapping. Patricia's smirk vanished. "What are you doing?" "Patricia, you just shredded a fake will I made 3 days ago," I said, pulling out my phone. "The real will has been in the lawyer's safe for the past 2 months, but here's the beautiful part. I've been recording this whole thing." Her face went from confusion to stark white horror. You tricked me? Better than that, Patricia. Destroying what you believed was a legal will is felony destruction of evidence and conspiracy to commit fraud. The fact that it was fake doesn't change your intent." Patricia's hand started shaking violently. "You can't prove anything. It was an accident." "Really? Should we play back the part where you said Grandma's will just had a terrible accident? Or the part about throwing me a few thousand out of pity?" Right on cue, my brother walked in. "Did you take care of it, babe? Is the will gone?" He froze when he saw me holding my phone and Patricia looking like she'd seen a ghost. "Oh good, you're both here," I said cheerfully. "So you were both in on the conspiracy. That actually makes this worse, legally speaking." My brother tried to stammer out a denial, but I cut him off. "The family lawyer is actually waiting in the living room with the real will. Should we call him in? Or should we discuss how you're going to make this right first?" Patricia started sobbing. "Please, Rachel, we were desperate. We have debts. We needed that money." Funny thing about Grandma's will, Patricia, she actually left you and my brother a very generous amount, but she included a clause. Anyone who attempts to tamper with the will or its execution gets nothing. Guess what you just did on camera? The color drained from both their faces. Within an hour, the whole family had seen the video. The lawyer confirmed that their inheritance was now forfeit due to the tampering clause. Their $500,000 share, redistributed among the other beneficiaries, with most going to me as the primary victim of their scheme. My brother tried to salvage things, begging for forgiveness, but seeing him conspire against his own sister was unforgivable. Patricia's reputation in their wealthy social circle was obliterated when the story got out. They had to sell their house to cover their debts without the inheritance they'd counted on. And me? I used part of my inheritance to open my own bakery, just like Grandma Rose had always dreamed I would. Every time I need dough in my kitchen, I think of her and smile, knowing she'd be proud that I protected her final wishes from those who would dishonor them. The last I heard, Patricia was working at a paper supply store. The irony wasn't lost on anyone.